Hello, everyone. Happy
Hello.
Tuesday. Thank you all for joining us on a Tuesday instead of a Monday, but I promise it'll be worth a delay when we get to hear what Carly was up to yesterday. I can't
Yes.
wait to hear all about your recent adventure. Hope everyone out there is doing well on this Tuesday. We're also not going to be here next Monday, right? We're going to be doing
We're
Tuesday.
cruising.
We're both cruising. I am back for Tuesday. Will you be back for Tuesday next week?
No, I will be at sea the next 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I should be around. Who knows who I will be here with? But I should be around. We have to make sure we have that correct on the calendar.
Yes.
We got to keep our producer happy.
Mhm.
All right, let's say hi to a few folks who are here already. And coming in first today, we have Derek's Corner with Orange Blossom and Tails. Welcome to both of you.
Hello.
Also, welcome to Tolga, and also welcome to Chris.
Hello,
Thank
Chris.
you all for joining us. We're going to give it just a few more seconds for a few more people to join us, but then we will jump right into it because we got some fun stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do. What ship are you going on again? Celebrity?
I am going to be on Princess for my
Yes. Okay,
first
sorry.
time.
There's so many launches
Right?
this
It's
month.
so
Yeah.
many. So you're going to be on the new Disney ship.
Yes, I will be on
And
the new Disney Destiny actually 2 weeks in a row. So I'm very excited.
that's right, because you're going once on a media trip and then once on another trip, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
awesome.
I cannot wait. I am in the throes of outfit planning and whatnot. So
I just pulled out my jacket because there's like my 4-night cruise, 3 of them are like formal events or
what?
semi-formal events. Well,
Great.
there's a naming ceremony that Matthew
Oh,
McConaughey is supposed to be at, so we're supposed to
yeah.
dress up for that. And then there's a formal night or whatever they call it, and then we're doing one night at Spellbound, which is the Magic Castle experience on the
Yes.
ship, and that
Oh,
you have to dress up for too. So I haven't worn a tie that was not at a funeral or a wedding
yeah.
in God knows how long. But I'm breaking out all and trying to go through and finding ties that were not Disney ties was also challenging. My
Yes. Oh
gosh.
my God. Well, that's exciting. It's also kind of fun to dress up. It's another
Yeah.
reason I love cruises because, this is me. And Allison
Yeah.
wears my
Right.
Primark sweatshirt on a daily basis. So
I'm feeling you. All right. Well, I think we got some people watching.
awesome.
See if anyone else dropped anything in the chat. No, why don't we just jump right into this
Yes.
thing in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth,
And I'm Carly.
and we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And I had a quiet week at home, but Carly, you have had some exciting adventures, which is why we
Yes.
pushed off the recording by a day. So fill us in. What have you been up to?
Yes. So I wanted to wrap up spooky season at Scarowinds, which is the haunt event at Carowinds. And it was actually my first time doing the new Six Flags Premium Scream The Conjuring experience.
Oh, how was that? We
Uh,
talked about that previously on the
yes.
show.
Yes. Blake, one of our editors, got to
Hmm.
do it earlier this season. I had just been waiting, never got a chance to do it. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I have to say, I really hope this returns. It was so worth it, so amazing. First off, the ops were incredible. These are super small groups. It's like 6 to 8 people.
Hmm.
And the way they pulsed it, I know I saw the lady at the front with her
Yeah.
timer. I mean, they were so great. So imagine a really immersive haunted house
Hmm.
meets theater meets live actors with a dash of like the London Dungeon, if anyone's ever done it. So basically, you're going from show scene to show scene.
Yeah.
And you are an active participant in the show. So you have little props. I got picked to hold something. My husband was in charge of Annabelle, which was so fun. There is a sense of urgency, which I love, that really makes you feel that, it's not, I wouldn't say it's scary. You're not getting these crazy jump scares, but the way they did it, it was just, you felt immersed in the story. You felt pulled in. There was a crawling. Like you literally had at one point get down on your hands and knees and crawl through. They warn you. There was one woman in our group that had problems with it, but they warn you like a lot before. And it's just so different. It's like just such an elevated haunt experience. And I loved it so much. Please bring it back.
Yeah, I'm really impressed to hear that they're able to do such a immersive actor-driven experience and make it work operationally in a theme park.
I honestly couldn't believe
I
it.
remember when Universal tried that years ago with an upcharge experience that involved VR, and just the throughput, at Halloween Horror Nights doesn't work. But maybe Scarowinds is the right size where you can make that work for an audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was shocked when we arrived. It was a Saturday night, the last one. We knew it was going to be busy. The line was long, so I was like, I don't want to wait. It moved like a well-oiled machine. Every
That's
2
great to
minutes,
hear.
a new group went in. No hiccups. It was amazing. Please bring it back. I loved it so much. Yes.
That sounds fantastic. And any other fun things that
I
you got to do?
did, yeah. So last minute we got tickets to see Paul McCartney in Atlanta. So we did. I know. It was my husband's
One of those
first time seeing him. It was my
21st time.
Yes.
Wow.
We try to go to every tour, but tickets, these days are really complicated.
Sure.
You book so far in advance, and you don't know what work life thing is going to come up.
I'm very impressed you were able to get a last minute ticket.
Yeah, last minute. And you know what? It's very rare you get to see living legends. We don't have many left. So any chance we could get, we're going. So on the way to Atlanta, for some reason, we were both wearing our Stranger Things t-shirts. I don't know why. It was just, I guess closing out Halloween. And as we were driving through Georgia, I was like, wait, where is Starcourt Mall from season 3? I pulled it up in my GPS. I kid you not. We were 5 minutes. And we immediately exited off the road. So we got to go to Starcourt, and it was so cool.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, it was. And everything's like blocked up, but there's no security. So you can go right up to, the outside where they all filmed, where Billy had his iconic scene driving up to them. And if you look in, you could see some of the like signage, like the Starcourt Mall signage.
It's also just abandoned
in there.
Really
wild.
That's crazy. And then there's a theme park not too far from there, right? Oh, did I lose you right there for a second?
I think you went out for a second.
There's a Six Flags not far from there too, right?
Yes. So this was
okay. Well, one of us is having some connection issues right now, unfortunately. We will give Carly a minute to see if she can join back in. If you're in the comments right now and you can still hear me, let me know. If not, we might have to stop this and give it a shot later. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for the awkward pause. We are having a little bit of technical difficulty. We will try to continue with the show in just a minute. While we're waiting, let's see if we can check in with some of the folks who are here in the chat. Michael Bingham is saying hello from the Magic Kingdom. Hello, Michael. Hope you're having a great day. Posk waving hello. Hello. And Michael's mom is out there too. Good to see you both. Jaden. Hello, Jaden. Wondering if we're excited for the Zootopia 2 movie. Well, we are definitely going to be talking Zootopia in just a few minutes. Hopefully, Carly will be getting right back with us very shortly. but yes, we definitely have some Zootopia to talk.
I'm
Hello,
I'm back.
welcome back.
I'm so sorry. I do not know what happened.
It's okay. It is the world, internet happens.
Oh,
Internet happens. Honestly, yesterday, if we had been doing the show at our usual time yesterday, it would have been an issue because some reckless driver drove into a power substation a block from my house, and my
no.
power went out for a good 3 or 4 hours,
Oh my
and couldn't
gosh.
even leave the neighborhood because of the emergency vehicle. So stuff happens, but we are here. I am here, and you had just finished telling us about the Starcourt Mall, and you were just about to tell us about Six Flags Atlanta.
Yes, so I have long had on my radar to visit Six Flags Over Georgia, which is the Six Flags park, the second one actually, the first outside of Texas that opened way back when. I believe it was the 1960s.
Hmm.
I have had that on my radar for so long, and this weekend I just upgraded my pass, so I now have the all park pass for all the
All
Six
right,
Flags,
all the Cedar
including that.
Fairs.
Yep,
Yep,
exactly, through the rest of this year and do 26. So I was like, let me use this the first day I have it.
absolutely.
And I went there with one mission in my mind,
Yes.
literally one thing I wanted to do, and that was the iconic dark ride, the Monster Mansion.
Now
Yes.
this has gone through all sorts of versions over there. I remember it was originally like Splash Mountain. It was originally
Yes.
based on the
So
same stories as Splash Mountain.
yeah, so it was originally when it opened, it was based on stories from Uncle Remus. Tales of Okefenokee
Nope.
was the name of the
Yep.
original attraction. Definitely very Splash Mountain, and then it's gone in through different reincarnations over the years. A lot of Disney people worked on this.
Yes.
Former Imagineers, Al, who was based on the Big Al character of Country Bear. It said that Tony Baxter got his inspiration for Splash Mountain from this
Wow.
attraction. So this has been like high top of my theme park bucket list.
Hmm.
It was incredible. I was in shock. The level, there's over 100
Yeah.
animatronics.
And it was refurbished just a few years ago,
Yes.
right?
So apparently every year in the winter, Six Flags closed during the winter months for a little bit of a maintenance time.
Hmm.
It goes over a heavy, retooling, and they check
Hmm.
all the animatronics, and you could really tell in there, in the final days of Splash Mountain, it was like a little sad because a lot of the effects didn't work, it was definitely ready for a refresh. This was like in tip-top shape,
Yeah.
original music,
Oh, that's great to
beautiful
hear.
characters, and it's just really freaky because you could tell where Disney got inspiration from this ride because, I mean, you have the showboat scene, and I mean, it takes
Uh-huh.
place in Dixie in a sunken plantation. You're going through like the bogs with the water jumping over you. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it is just so many of the
There's
same.
just no big drop.
Yeah, there's just no big drop. So it's
Yep.
literally like it was incredible. I highly suggest. It was so worth it. I immediately ran to the gift shop and bought a shirt. They have,
Awesome.
original merch. If you get a chance, or even if you have to go out of the way, like half of my trip, when my husband's like, "Can we go to Paul McCartney?" I was like, "If we can go on Monster Mansion," because I have to. The videos don't even do it justice. If you
Yeah.
go on it, go on it. It is.
I have
incredible.
obsessively watched POV videos
Yeah,
of that on the
same.
internet. I'm very jealous you got to see it, and I'm glad to hear that they are keeping it up
Oh
because
yeah.
Six Flags is not a company you associate with high tech dark
Mhm.
rides that are well maintained. So it's
Yeah, and
great,
I have to
great
say,
to
I
hear.
think it's now in my top 3 of favorite dark
Wow,
rides, which is
that
crazy.
is that
You
is high praise indeed.
Right, and I know a lot of people locally, it's involved in so much of their lore. Kids growing
Mm,
up saw it, and now they bring their kids. So even without having that kind of like familiar legacy with the theme park, you can appreciate how well it's done and how much care goes into it. And I pray that they keep up with it. And I think they will. I mean, this isn't one of those rides that like no one rides. And it had a nice steady line
Oh,
the
good.
entire time we were there. Everyone was into it. Yes, if you can go Monster Mansion, if not, go look at some of the POVs. They just posted an official one the other day.
Oh
It
wow.
is
Okay.
just incredible, and you'll be in shock. It's a Disney level
Yeah.
dark ride.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so happy you got to experience that.
Yes.
Well, without any further ado, I think it is time
Yes.
now for us to jump right into the news in the queue. we're going to start out with some Universal theme park news, but we are not going to be in Orlando or Hollywood. Instead, we're starting in Philadelphia,
Woo!
where we have some more details and information about the Universal theme parks, the exhibition, a 18,000 square foot museum tour that is kicking off in early 2026 in Philadelphia. And tickets are now on sale for what looks like is going to be a really fantastic addition to the Franklin Institute, which is already one of my favorite family museums, that will be running all the way from February 14th through September 7th of 2026.
Right. I mean, it couldn't be any more of an iconic place to launch this at. And as we continue to learn more and more information, we've known about this for a while, but it just looks even more amazing and has gotten me so excited.
Yeah, you mentioned this as an iconic location. This is where the big Disney 100 tour kicked off. And it definitely looks like Universal looked at that and like, yeah, we want our version of that. So this is an exhibit that is going to display everything from ride vehicles, costumes, props, and artwork to tell the story of not just Universal Orlando, but all the Universal theme parks, starting with the origins of the California Studio Tram Tour and going all the way through the opening of Epic Universe. And because Franklin Institute is a educational science museum, they're going to be emphasizing elements of STEAM, that's science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So encourage kids to maybe pick a career path in theme park design.
Yeah, I've been very curious about this. Obviously Disney has the Walt Disney Archives where they so precisely save and keep all these relics. But for a lot of places, even if you think about like television productions, when things wrap, they just brought it out to the dumpster, and that's how a lot of people always operate it. So I'm curious to see like what they actually have.
It is interesting. There's a lot of stuff from the early days of, let's just say, Universal Studios Florida, that got recycled and repurposed. I remember when we took down the Ghostbusters attraction, that parts of the set got reused for years at Halloween Horror Nights until they just fell apart.
Disintegrated. Exactly.
Universal's never, or at least didn't used to be, all about their legacy and their past. Universal's always one that's been willing to tear something down to put something new. I'm glad to see that they must have some sort of archive, because they're pulling some stuff out. A lot of it seems related to newer things like Kung Fu Panda or Dark Universe, but they've also definitely got artwork and artifacts going all the way back to the early years of the parks. So I'm really
excited for the Glamour tram. Which
I was just gonna say, my favorite shout out to the old days is they've got this room surrounded, looks like video screens, but it's styled like the Glamour tram, and kind of give you maybe a little a virtual recreation of the old tram tour days.
I hope they have some footage of the parting of the seas.
The collapsing bridge. Oh, Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
I need to have some shots of that in there for sure. So as I mentioned, tickets are now available on their website, and pricing, you can either purchase a daytime ticket. The museum's open 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you can buy a ticket that includes access to the entire museum as well as the exhibit. Or, I think this is kind of clever, they're also opening it for 3 hours at night on Thursdays through Saturdays.
I love that.
And if you just want to see the Universal stuff, you can get a ticket for that for just $25.
That's an incredible deal, yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable if this exhibit is as well curated as it looks like. We've got some concept art, some of the things that it looks like. Obviously, this is concept art, so not final, but it looks like we've got some dinosaurs from Jurassic Park that will be on display, animatronic head. Little Boo may make an appearance in their display on Halloween Horror Nights. It even looks like the head of the creature from the Black Lagoon, as seen in the Monsters Unchained ride, is going to be on display.
Yeah, and I feel like it should be really interesting. Obviously Universal's history of horror goes back 100 years. So I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that they have from, that cinematic point of view from the movie studio that ties in and goes right up into, HHN now.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I am curious is if the big model, we mentioned this before, there's that
Yes.
big model that's in the
Mhm.
preview center. I don't know that Universal Orlando necessarily needs a preview center anymore now that the park's open. I can see that turning back to just a shop and having that big model be disassembled and taken on the road. This kicks off in February, so they've still got a little time. They could close that up after Christmas and still ship it out in time.
Right. I mean, I feel like it makes sense. There's probably still visitors going to Universal Orlando Resort that maybe didn't add on the Epic ticket, don't know enough about it. So I could see that preview center lingering on a little bit, and then what did they spend on it? Over $1 million, right?
That model, yes,
Yeah.
that model cost them over $1 million to
Yeah.
build,
I mean,
and
let's
they are
make
not
use of
gonna.
it.
Yeah, it's not gonna disappear anytime soon. They're gonna get their money's worth out of it.
Absolutely.
This exhibit is actually a collaboration between Universal and the design agency MDSX, and they are actually known for doing work with Disney, such as the projections on Happily Ever After and Disney Enchantment. And they also worked for SeaWorld on the Infinity Falls ride, as well as some other local projects. The ticket link for purchasing is in the article that we have on our website. And if you're looking for more information about Universal's creation, keep an eye on Peacock, because November 17th, that documentary Epic Ride is finally going to be debuting.
I actually just noticed on Peacock, I turned it on the other day, and it's now on the landing page. Coming soon for it. So finally, we're getting closer.
And someone who got an advanced copy sent me a screenshot, and apparently I'm in there from the previews. There's footage that I'm in. So
oh, that's amazing.
I'll have to actually watch it.
I can't wait to watch it. I am sad that
I don't think they used anything I said. I think it's just a picture of me walking by. So blink and you miss it. I'll be like, "Where's Waldo?" in there.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so fun. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. I laid too long on waiting to watch the preview, and then they magically disappeared.
Right. All right. Next up, in more Universal news, we have a little more information about the new park coming to the UK. Construction is going to be starting up in 2026, and they are anticipating an opening in 2031.
Soonish.
Soonish.
Yeah, we'll still be able-bodied to get there.
Of course, we've talked a lot about this project, but a few little details came out in a recent phone conference that they had in late October. This is the park that was originally announced on April 25th or April 8th of 2025, and this is going to be located close to Bedford in England. It's about 45 minutes outside of London. They've been going through all sorts of approvals with the local government, but it looks like it is full steam ahead because they recently released some new concept art for the park. And they've also mentioned in an October 30th quarterly earnings call that they plan to open this in 2031.
Wow. That is very exciting. We know the UK audience loves their Universal. So this is definitely a great fit.
Yeah. There are no official announcements as to what franchises will be included. We have made some educated guesses based on the concept art that the Minions, Jurassic World, and probably Back to the Future will be involved. The big question mark everyone wants to know is, will there be Harry Potter? Will there be Lord of the Rings? Will there be will they go in that direction? So we are still waiting to hear for more details, but we will post all of them as we get them on our website.
Yes, and we have another new Universal park to look forward to in
Yes.
Texas next year. But I mean, that's a little bit more scaled down. This
Yeah.
is like a full-fledged theme
Yeah.
park.
Yeah, the one coming to Texas, which we've also talked a lot about recently, that one is definitely going to be for the kids. Think more of like a Legoland, but with Universal theming.
Mhm.
But it definitely looks like the scope of the park in the UK is going to be a full-sized adult theme park with thrill rides. So
I cannot wait.
2031.
Yes.
2031. Hopefully we are
Soon-ish.
all still around for that. All right. And in even more Universal news, we are bringing it back to Universal Orlando, where Wicked for Good, the highly anticipated sequel to Wicked, is hitting movie theaters very soon, but it is already landed at Universal Orlando because there are new costumes, new merchandise, and new treats inspired by the new movie now to be found at Wicked the Experience inside Universal Studios Florida.
Yes, this is a really cool exhibit to walk through. It's in Universal Studios Florida, free. Always been really fun since they debuted it with the last movie, and I'm happy that they're giving it an update for this.
Yeah. Way back in the day, this used to be the Lucille Ball Museum. Lucy's long gone, but instead we have the Wicked Experience, which they've updated with a whole bunch of new costumes. And previously, the only costume that was actually authentic and used in the film was Elphaba's nightgown, which was in the back corner. But now it looks like they have added what they say are authentic costumes worn by Elphaba, Glinda, Fiero, Madame Morrible, and the Wizard in the new film. They're all on display behind in cases, and they look fantastic.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with the previous, but it's not as exciting to see something that was like a spare costume made that wasn't worn by Ariana.
Exactly.
Grande,
Yeah. It's still got a little bit of her DNA in there. So,
Yeah.
right.
Something like that.
In addition to updating the prop and costume displays inside, also right outside there's the Emerald City treat stand, and you can get a Brick Road shake, the Wizard's elixir shake, or a strawberry full waffle.
Ooh.
And they've also got a focaccia sandwich. I am a little bummed they got rid of the avocado toast because that was vegan, and nothing that they have now there is vegan. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Oh, well, yeah, but the focaccia sandwich did look really good. I saw quite a few people try it and pictures of it. It looked nice.
Looked tasty.
And of course, the desserts are very, Insta worthy. Very
Oh yeah,
colorful
yes,
and
they
fun.
are. They're definitely very Instagram worthy, and there's some Instagram worthy merchandise too. There is a new exclusive Spirit jersey available. That's one of the only exclusive items, but there's a lot of other new merchandise, bags, shirts, mugs, toys, you name it, all inspired by the new film.
Yes, Wicked Fever continues on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this one has the potential to be just as big or even bigger than the first one, which was a huge hit. We will find out when it arrives in theaters starting on November 21st. And if you don't have a ticket to go into the park and see this, I believe they're also going to have some Wicked merchandise in the Universal Studios store in City Walk.
Great.
That's another option. All right. And I had an extra little story I wanted to throw in here. I'm surprising Carly with this one because it was not on our agenda, but I just wanted to briefly mention, since it was in the news, just a few days ago, as we entered the new month, Universal made an update. And if you are a 3-park pass holder at Universal Orlando, if you had the pass that included the water park, Volcano Bay, along with Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, be aware you can no longer renew that pass. They're not available for purchase, and they're not available for renewal anymore. And the main reason for that is that Volcano Bay is closing in just under a year. On October 26th of 2026, it will shut down, and it will be closed all the way through about March 24th. So that's a huge chunk of time. I don't think they want to deal with prorated refunds. So their solution is to just stop selling and renewing the Volcano Bay pass. So if you have one, take advantage of it while you still can. If you do go to renew right now, you will be able to renew at the lower level. And I assume that if and when we get a new 3-park pass that includes Epic Universe instead of Volcano Bay, there will be whole new pricing and new options for that. But as we talked about last time, when they announced all the new tickets, they did not announce Epic Universe annual passes. So we're just going to have to sit tight on that.
Yes, but I'm delusional, and I want to think that they changed this because it's going to launch soon, and it's going to be called the new 3-park pass.
I would love that if that means that we are going to get an option to go to Epic Universe more often sooner.
I just want to get a Burning Blade and get a Reaper's Reserve.
Right.
That's all I want.
Oh, now you're making me thirsty.
I know. Sorry, but I can't wait. I really feel like it's going to be any day now. But again, I might be delulu. So.
All right. Well, I hope you are right.
Yes.
That is going to just about bring us to the end of the news in the queue. But before we jump into our main attraction, it's time to hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
And while we're at it,
our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe grand opening issue. Now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
And for this week's main attraction, we are heading to Walt Disney World, where Disney's Animal Kingdom right now is about to hit soft opens for annual pass holders. And on November 7th, we'll be officially debuting Zootopia, Better Zoogether, the new 4D show that replaced It's Tough to Be a Bug inside the Tree of Life. Well, we have gotten a sneak peek. We have gotten a full review, and we even got some secondhand opinion passed along to us from Joe Rohde.
Yes,
about
Joe Roden, if you will.
the Joe Roden. So this, I have not seen this personally myself yet, and I've watched the B-roll. I've watched some clips. I've not purposely watched the full video of the entire show because 4D movies never translate well. It's hard. You can't judge a 3D show from YouTube. But I do have some feelings just based on what I've seen and what other people have said.
I can't wait to hear your feelings.
let us start right now with Blake's article on the sneak preview of the attraction that the media got at the end of October. They got to go from front to back, inside and outside, see everything. And like we said, this is where It's Tough to Be a Bug used to be. They only had 8 months. So, the tree is still there and basically the same. I was very glad to hear that the Jane Goodall tribute, the chimpanzee sculpture
Yes.
that's right outside the entrance, that hasn't been touched. It doesn't look like the queue, the exterior queue has really had much change at all. But I do love that the new entrance marquee has wooden carvings over the standby side is Clawhauser. And hilarious, the Lightning Lane is hosted by Flash, the sloth
Yes.
who works at the DMV.
Perfect.
I love it. And my favorite character by far from Zootopia. So I'm glad he's got some representation. You do see some posters announcing that you're watching this in Carrot Vision, which is their explanation for why you're wearing glasses, why you can smell and touch things that are coming out of the screen, because carrots give you good eyesight and bunnies have good eyesight. So we're
Something like
seeing
that.
things like a bunny. I mean, even the producer of the show that we talked to admitted that you'd have to use your suspension of disbelief to.
It's a
I
little
mean,
stretch.
is it really any different than bug eye glasses? I don't know. Who knows? But for a lot of people, what I've heard, the best part of this new attraction is the lobby area. There are lots of Easter egg decorations. There are these bulletin boards with all sorts of little messages and notices, and lots of cute references to both Zootopia and other Disney films. I love that Duke has a selection of totally legit DVDs
Yeah.
for movies like Mulan
Yeah.
and The
The
Emperor's New
Empire's New
Hooves.
Hooves. Yeah,
Uh,
that's so cute. Meowana too.
yeah,
Meowana.
this is the kind of stuff that Imagineering is so good at coming up
Yeah.
with these little things that you could,
Spend
hopefully you're
literally
not.
hours,
Yeah, hopefully you're not going to be sitting in this lobby for hours. Most people should only be standing in this lobby for the length of the show that's right before them. But it'll give you stuff to look at for sure.
Absolutely. It's so fun.
And then once you get inside, the new show is hosted by a new character, not previously seen in the films, called Heidi Howler. And she is hosting a watch party where all the different biomes are celebrating Zoogether Day, which I guess is the Zootopia equivalent of Earth Day, celebrating the unity of all the different environments in Zootopia.
Or like Friendship Day from Winnie
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
in those vibes.
So the kind of weird thing is that we are in a theater, and there is a physical animatronic of Officer Clawhauser, who's all dressed up in a sparkly T-shirt and glow sticks, ready
He's
for a
looking
rave.
great. Yeah, he's looking great.
And it's very similar to the animatronic that they have for the Zootopia ride in Shanghai, but actually a little improved because he's got real physical eyes and eyelids now instead of the projection eyes.
Oh,
So that's
yes.
a nice little step
Love
up.
the upgrades.
And he's sitting in the exact same spot that Hopper, the bug, used to be sitting in Tough to Be a Bug. But so here's the kind of first thing that I noticed is a little weird about the structure of this new show. The screen in the old show, when it was Tough to Be a Bug, the screen represented a stage, and we were watching bugs come out and performing in front of us. Now the screen is supposed to be a screen. We are watching a live stream. We are watching a television broadcast taking place in lots of different other places. But we can feel things coming out of the screen, and people who are in the screen can look and talk to the animatronic that's outside of the screen like they're in the same place. So again,
5D, like
so yeah, we're entering the seventh dimension now.
Yeah.
I don't know. So a little bit more suspension of disbelief. And then along with the opening of this new attraction, of course, there's now a meet and greet area called the Zoogether Gathering Spot that's right in Discovery Island, and that's where you're going to be able to meet Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. And they've been very popular characters out in California Adventure, so I'm glad to see they're now going to have a permanent home in Walt Disney World.
Yes, and they have new outfits, which I actually really love. They look
Yeah.
great. I'm sure this is going to be very popular with kids.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it in person, but like you, I don't like to watch way too much. I want to,
Yeah. So that's our that's our spoiler light preview that we got of it. And you can see pictures, and there's some B-roll clips that Disney has released. You can find all that on our website. But if you're ready to dig a little bit deeper,
yes.
Mateo, our correspondent, went and saw the show and wrote up his own review. And I got to say, he pulls no punches with this one. This is his opinion. Your opinion may vary. I have not seen it in person myself. But according to Mateo, he feels that it is a cute show, but it is, quote, a step backwards for Disney's Animal Kingdom. And when I read his logic, his reasoning behind that statement, I can't really disagree. I think the basic complaint that both Mateo and several other reviewers that I have seen commenting on this is that It's Tough to Be a Bug genuinely taught you something about different insects and the role that insects play in the environment. The new Zootopia show basically teaches you that there is a new Zootopia film coming to movie theaters soon that you're probably going to want to go see.
Right.
But I think the educational content seems to definitely have been minimized. It's kind of a fig leaf, an excuse to do it rather than the real reason behind it.
Interesting. Yes.
Uh,
I mean, there would be so much you could do with conservation and so that's a really great take.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, Matteo does go out of his way to say that the visual quality, the technical quality of the projection is improved, which is very needed. Tough to Be a Bug was looking very faded and blurry. So it's great to hear that this is sharper. It's still not as bright as a non-3D film because the 3D glasses always make things a little dim. But at least on a technical visual level, it's an improvement, which is great.
Yeah,
And
I loved when he talked about suspending his disbelief for a bit, but then being like, "Wait, why am I getting spit on from a live?"
Why am I getting spit on?
I haven't done like we can go to the movies and do like the 5 whatever and their seat shakes and stuff. And
Oh,
like,
yes,
what is that happening if I'm watching this? Whatever.
I went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show in 4DX, and let me tell you, they they took advantage of all of those dimensions. So, I guess Mateo's bottom line is that it's not a bad show. It's entertainment. It's probably going to be more popular with the general public than It's Tough to Be a Bug, just because a lot of little kids got freaked out by It's Tough to Be a Bug. There was a lot of darkness and scariness in there.
Yeah.
This is bright and colorful and family friendly and accessible, but it kind of feels temporary, according to him. It feels like not something that's going to necessarily stand the test of time the way that It's Tough to Be a Bug did. We will see. I think the person whose opinion I really want to hear the most directly about this is Joe Rohde.
Yes.
Because very, very infamously, when Zootopia first came out and was very popular, and people are instantly saying, "Oh, we got to put this in Animal Kingdom." Joe, who if you don't know, is the guy with all the giant earrings, who is basically
of Animal Kingdom.
the godfather of Animal. Exactly. He was the one, who kind of was the artistic overseer of the whole park and its whole mission. And he very explicitly said on social media that Zootopia did not belong in Animal Kingdom because the animals are proxies for humans and human issues rather than animals in their own right. And he has said many times that, except for having Mickey and Minnie appear in the parks, because you got to, that they have a no pants rule for animals in Animal Kingdom. The animals are not supposed to be anthropomorphized. The animals are supposed to be animals.
Yeah.
Well, this, of course, completely violates that 100%. And I mean, you could argue that that bridge was already crossed when we had singing fish in the Finding Nemo show.
Mhm.
We could say that, you know, Pandora doesn't belong. There's lots of things that we could probably say don't belong in the original conception of Animal Kingdom. And I think it's kind of ironic now that if you go into the parking lot of Animal Kingdom, the parking lot is named after things that no longer exist in the park,
Yeah.
or soon will no longer exist, like dinosaurs and bugs and a Yeti that actually moves. So, you know what? It almost gets to the kind of question of the ship of Theseus, which is a philosophical question about goes back to ancient Greek times when there was a famous sailing ship, and as wooden boards in the sailing ship got rotted, they replaced them until at some point every single piece of the ship had been replaced. So if you replace everything, is it still the same thing that it still used to
Right.
be when it started out as?
Absolutely. It becomes unrecognizable to its former
Right.
self.
In my opinion, as long as they still have the Kilimanjaro safaris, they can do just about anything. As long as Kilimanjaro safaris is still there, it's still Animal Kingdom to me. But I
And
do,
the whole Africa area in
yeah,
general, to
yeah,
me, is the heart
that's
of
the soul of
Animal
that park.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, so that's what Joe already said back in 2019, and he was very firm. Well, he's, you know, not a full-time employee anymore, and they don't have to listen to him anymore. They were kind enough to include a little tribute to him in the form of Joe Rodent.
I love this so much.
In the queue, there is a little plaque, and you will notice that one of the mice with a hard hat, an orange safety hard hat on, has multiple earrings. So that
Yes.
is obviously a tribute to
And
Joe. So that's
even
great.
like the face structure and the chin, it
Yeah.
looks so much
Oh
like him.
yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
really cute.
Um, but you know, they did bring him in to consult. They said that he did a peer review on the show, and he did give feedback. And according to Denny Hankey, who is the creative director of the new attraction, who did an interview with us with Attractions Magazine on November 3rd, he claims that he brought Joe around despite his previous opposition. Um, uh, he said that there are three major requirements for the park, which is the intrinsic value of nature, transformation through adventure, and the interconnectedness of all living things. And that because they are celebrating Zoo Together Day, that was enough of a justification that all animals are connected and we're all being transformed together. And Joe, according to this interview, that was good enough for Joe. So I guess it's got to be good enough for the rest of us, right?
Yes.
I'd kind of like to hear from Joe's mouth myself.
Yeah, I would love it. I mean, this has to be, you know, if you've watched the Imagineering story, like he is like the heart and soul of the park in its
And has very strong
yeah.
opinions about what fits and what doesn't.
Right. I mean, the
And
guy traveled around the world
yeah,
to figure out how to make a texture of a wall look
yeah.
like something in Asia, you know. So I'm sure he's so close to the project. It's
And
gotta be a lot.
And you know, I went several years ago. He did a lecture at the Orlando Museum of Art, and it was almost like a graduate school seminar because he was getting really deep into the history of landscape architecture and Olmsted and just like his whole design philosophy. And a lot of, you know, what he believes boils down to is that everything has to talk to each other and fit together and work in harmony. And then if you just focus on one little piece, you know, that piece by itself might be great, but it's not important whether it's great by itself. It's all about how it relates to everything around it. And it's almost like a Jenga tower.
Mhm.
Like, you know, you build it in a certain shape, and then you can start pulling a lot of those blocks out before it falls out. But there's a certain point will come where it won't be stable anymore, and you won't be able to point to, you know, it wasn't just that pulling that one block; it was all those other blocks that you pulled out along the way.
No, that
So
I mean that's a great way to
yeah.
see it, you know.
So he retired, officially retired in 2021, though obviously he still is kept around as a consultant. So I would love if anyone catches him in the parks, anyone sees him out in the wild,
Yes.
ask Joe what he thinks of the new show.
No, I would love to. I'm not a Zootopia person. It's not that it's, just not one of my favorite movies, but I know kids love it. This is going to be something, maybe it's just good for.
I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not one
Yeah.
I've rewatched
Yeah,
particularly.
same. But kids love it. It's very popular, so it makes sense from that regard.
The very last thing I did want to note was I was really concerned about some of the scarier effects being entirely removed from the show. And they did get rid of the back poke because even the producer said no one really liked getting poked in the
No,
back.
I don't like air pumping at me. I don't like the sensation of
Yeah.
bugs, and I definitely don't like being poked.
Well, I think we're still gotten water and air blasting at us,
Yes.
and I know that they said they were very clear that they wanted to maintain the creepy crawlies under your butt.
Oh,
That it's such an oogie effect. But the one thing that Joe Rohde was very insistent on, that they didn't lose the water. He thought that the splash and spray effects were very important and wanted to keep that. So you'll still get wet. You might.
You will get wet.
You don't need a poncho necessarily, but I wouldn't have any sensitive electronics sitting on you.
No.
All right. Well, that is just about going to bring us to the end of this show. Let's take a quick look back. We had a bunch of folks chime in the comments while we had a brief technical interruption. I include Michael Bingham, who is in the parks today with his mom, Cindy.
Jealous.
Hello to both of you. Hello to Sonia. Hello to Michael. And also, Michael wanted to give a shout out to Tim Tracker, who he just ran into today at the Magic Kingdom. I don't know if Tim watches us, but known him for a long time. So hi, Tim. Hope you guys are doing well. All right. So I want to, before we go, thank our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel again. And also to be sure to let you know that you can purchase your copy of our Epic Universe magazine right now at our website.
Yes.
Also want to remind everyone to please give us a rating or review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you happen to listen to us. And also give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. And be sure to follow us on attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platforms. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes. I'm on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides, and buy copies of my 2026 theme park guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.